I struggled for 3.5 years in Mumbai. Your typical haath mein portfolio, going from pillar to post, office to office, sir, I'm a new actor. Please consider me for work. And, calls would come. I'd go for auditions, the routine drill.
I remember one very significant conversation in the days leading up. Mr. Bhansali was trying to convince me to do this part. When he stubs his cigarette, emphatically, he's like, "Don't you want to play a character who has 75 kilo balls?" And I was like, "Yes." I walked into a radio station today and they were screaming, "Show me your body! Let me touch your chest!"
I couldn't tell you how I got here. Honestly, I ought to be pinching myself sitting in front of you all today. Something or the other, a small experience will happen almost on a daily basis, which makes me sometimes stop in my tracks and think, is this really happening? It's like I wake up every day thinking like I'm living a dream, because I was this one kid who was just Bollywood fixated, fascinated, obsessed almost, growing up watching Hindi movies. Wanting to be a part of Hindi movies in some capacity with really no guarantee. In fact, it was quite a long shot, given, where I was. So I think, to answer your question, I would have to say I sort of made my own luck.
Sure.
I struggled for 3.5 years in Mumbai. Your typical haath mein portfolio, going from pillar to post, office to office, sir, I'm a new actor. Please consider me for work. And, calls would come. I'd go for auditions, the routine drill. Of course, there are challenges there as well. It can be very disheartening, this, that, and the other. But I would have to say that I made my own luck. I put myself out there. I put myself in a position where if that good wave came along, I could ride it.
Right.
And then one call changed my life. Shanu Sharma, who heads casting for Yash Raj Films, called and said, Yash Raj Films are looking for a new boy. And I was like, really? These guys? They're like the biggest banner in the country. And they only work with established stars. So I was scratching my head, is this for real? Ranbir Kapoor had said no to a film called Band Baja Barat. And they were looking for a new face. And they were auditioning. I think they did thousands of auditions. And when I got that call and I found out it was legit, I knew all too well that this is what I've been waiting for. It was the opportunity. I preserved my face, so to speak. I didn't do music videos. Yeah. I didn't become a VJ. There were many offers: modeling, acting,
television,
ads, small parts. There are certain films that actually went on to get made that were reasonably successful that I actually turned down, and the producers were like, "Kid, you are crazy. You got no chance. Your chances are like 1,000,000 to 1.
Right.
And here we are launching you in a proper legitimate feature film as the lead, and you're turning us down. You must be crazy." But I don't know. Maybe it was destiny. Something told me that this is not it and I ought to stick it out and wait for something bigger. And I got a massive launch for somebody who is essentially, for lack of a better word, an outsider.
Yeah.
To get a role like that, a lead role, opposite Anushka Sharma, who had already done Rab Ne Bana Di Jodi by then.
I walked into a radio station today and they were screaming, "Show me your body! Let me touch your chest!"
See what I mean? There's a scene. In fact, in one song, you strip off your shirt.
It's great.
You do these pelvic thrusts, and then a woman faints. I'm guessing you weren't inhibited, huh?
I have no problem with this sort of objectification. I enjoy it.
He loves it.
I remember I was at this multiplex in Juhu, this suburb of Mumbai, and I usually go watch a lot of movies over there. And I was there and I was loitering, and there were people who were loitering around with me, and they were checking out various standees, and they came to the standee of Band Baja Barat. And I was just loitering around trying to eavesdrop, like, what do they say? What are they going to say about this poster? They're like, "Who's this guy? This is Yash Raj's new boy." Yeah. So that was like really disheartening. My movie was going to come out So yeah, I mean, I was all set to I don't know what I would have done if honestly I didn't get a good start in Band Baja Barat. I don't know where I'd be.
Ranveer, you immersed yourself completely in this experience, whether it was taking 3 weeks holed up in a hotel room, just going through the script and kind of making it your own, whether it was shaving your head bald for the film and therefore making sure that you couldn't do anything else for that whole year. Was this the only way you could become Bajirao?
Yeah, like Mr. Day Lewis says, he doesn't know any other way.
Right.
You know? I really don't, because when I heard the script, it was very apparent, very evident to me that this is the only way I can approach it. I don't know any other way that I can tackle or approach this part. It will have to be all in. Just because of the life and the situations that are chronicled in this narrative, and the emotions that one needs to portray on the screen. You know, when I heard the narration, I was like, okay, all this is what I'm going to have to do. Wow, really exciting for me. But it's got to be all in. There could not be, at least I can't think of a half-assed way to have gone about playing this character. It's a role of a lifetime, I would say.
Was it a big deal for you, Ranveer, that you're his new muse? He's only made movies with Shah Rukh Khan until now.
Yeah, it was a huge deal. It still is a huge deal. It was very emotional for me, the fact that, you know, I'm going to do his directorial, because he has such a special place in my life. I remember when he launched me, it was only him who had this singular paramount conviction and faith in my talent. Nobody around him really believed, because again, maybe they were too quick to judge, perhaps, but he'd seen something and he convinced everyone to go with it. I mean, that's just, I mean, I value that more than anything. So to be in his directorial is massive, because otherwise he's just the producer.
Yeah.
Otherwise he's just my guide and mentor and I'm the protege. But here, he's director, I'm actor. He's really invested this time. He's majorly invested. He's the director and I'm majorly invested. I'm the actor. That dynamic is so substantial. You know, the length of your interactions, the depth of your conversations, everything changes. That dynamic is very special. So for me, it was huge.
I remember very clearly that was very heartbreaking, and it was my first experience.
Yeah.
You know, having something negative written about me in the press. That was one of the first times that I had to deal with that, and it was very heartbreaking. I was like, man, you're taking something that means so much to me. You know, I did all this on my own. You take something that I've worked so hard for, that I'm so proud of. And you reduce it to, you know, a negative article. And more than anything, what really the killer blow was that when I was on Facebook, I'd get messages from other aspiring young actors saying, hey, I got more than 10 lakhs. Where do I have to give it? And that was really heartbreaking, because what message are you sending out to other aspiring
and there's
actors?
no other way to get
after
in.
Decades, after years, you have an example here of Aditya Chopra realized that the star system was killing the industry at the time. He realized the need of the hour was to breed talent, to give acting talent a break on the basis of their merit and not of their legacy necessarily. And he started with Anushka, followed up by me, and mine was a great example.
I'm always fiending for parts that challenge me in a way that let me do something that I've never attempted before, that scares the hell out of me. And I love to switch it up. So I wanted to do something starkly different from something I've been doing and something I'll perhaps not do. You know, I was like, if I'm doing a villain, why not do it with Mr. Bhansali? You know, and I was also very scared. You know, reading the script, I was like, man, this guy's a bad guy.
Yeah.
And my apprehension was very internal.
And you isolated yourself. You weren't at home, right?
Yeah, I bought a new place, which I had actually bought for Bajirao Mastani, but I never got the occupation certificate, so I never used it. But I used it this time for Padmavat. And yeah, that's my cave. That's where all the action happens. That's where you build the foundation that you take to set for Mr. Bhansali to play with. So yeah, I remember one very significant conversation in the days leading up. Mr. Bhansali was trying to convince me to do this part. When he stubs his cigarette, emphatically he's like, "Don't you want to play a character who has 75 kilo balls?" And I was like, yes.
And a lot of people, he comes back and gives me this feedback. He says a lot of people have told him that he's calmed down or he's become a little more centered. No?
I like that.
His-
I love
his-
these words being
Some-
described in context in reference to me. Zen, centered.
Right.
All my
Calm
chakras
down.
are aligned.
Yeah.
I have clarity of thought.
I think I've brought some kind of discipline
I'm a
into
grounded
his
person.
life. And a little bit of the dressing sense has also
That somehow has
Changed.
gotten worse.
yeah, I mean, you can tell when he's with me and when he's not with me.
When you get hit on by people from the same gender, then what happens? Do you sort of
Has it
arm
happened?
yourself, or you like it disarmed?
It used to happen to me like even much before I became famous. Also in university, also it used to happen to me. I don't get uncomfortable, but unless they like start pushing it, because as soon as they make their first pass or first move or first line, or I just respectfully tell them that I'm straight. But then if they push it, it does get uncomfortable. It does, and then there has been an instance of somebody being really pushy.
And you understand when the pass is being made at you.
Yeah.
No, I'm just being sure
I've
because
been
I know people who
ex-
just never
very
get it.
flattering.
I have been explicitly propositioned also, and I've been a bit violated also. Yeah, once at a concert, getting my butt squeezed and all, and it's not like a chunnu munnu one. It's like a proper squeeze. Happens all the time.
Wow.
I don't know,
I think
guys.
that's quite flattering.
Some guys love
No,
squeezing
to
my
be hit
butt.
by the same gender, it's quite flattering.
I think what my slate that's coming up is extremely challenging. I think Zoya, it's always a challenge for me to work with Zoya because the mode of performance that you need to switch to when you're working with Zoya is not, and I have to be honest, it's not my default mode.
Right.
You know, Simba probably is. There's Rohit Shetty.
Right.
That's what I was born to do. Yeah, I've earned a position as Rohit Shetty's leading man, and I feel like I'm like yes, like how can I see the poster of Simba and I'm the happiest, you know? So
You're the best audience for that film.
so that front-footed, unabashed entertainer
Right.
is where I want to be. And then what I think will be my greatest challenge, Padmavat and Alauddin Khilji included, is to actually play Mr. Kapil Dev.
That's right.
You know,
In the film with
for
Kabir
me
Khan,
that-
that's right.
When I think about it, nothing has scared me more than
This is the 83 World
prospect-
Cup
yeah,
film. Right. Right.
than the prospect of playing Kapil Dev on screen, such a loved
Yeah,
hero.
sure.
You know, somebody who's living, breathing today to kind of, transform my being into being that. And it's not easy. That speech pattern, that bowling action, it's not easy. I know. So that is, in my estimation, a huge challenge. So yes, this is a very welcome milestone.
Sure.
But the best is yet to come.